G'day mates, Issa here, and I'm going to be talking about some of the episodes that bronies actually hate. And this video is actually based off the fandom's idea of what the videos actually are. Apparently, the episodes I'll be talking about is that some fans seem to find either offensive or just plain old stupid in a way. The first episode I'm going to be talking about is putting your hoof down. This episode is actually targeted Fluttershy, mainly because Fluttershy is a bit of a shy pony, both in and out of the community. But yet, this is an episode where Fluttershy loses her rage, all because she actually learned a few lessons of putting her actual foot down and not be a doormat. People actually hated this, mainly because it's out of character for her. But I did find it entertaining. And it's practically the first episode I actually see Fluttershy not only stood up for herself just because she is a shy pony, instead of other episodes like Dragonshy. This is actually goes towards Fluttershy trying to stand up for herself and thinks what's right. But yet she got the wrong impression. After that, Fluttershy became a lot more wary of her actions and became a lot more patient with her work. The next one I'm going to be talking about is PPOV, or Pony Point of View. This episode goes towards Pinkie, Applejack, and Rarity, mainly because they both have an argument over one simple thing that people simply hate. Personally, I do hate this episode, but yet, after watching it a few times, I started to see why. Because some people actually thought they know their friends a lot more, but it actually shows less communication is actually not a best way to go. You thought these ponies know each other well, but that's actually not true. Even people with best friends can actually tell you this is actually not entirely true. Some best friends fight a lot until they actually sort it out in the end. Some friends actually either practically move on from their mistakes or simply still bottle it up and no longer be friends anymore. This is practically a really bad episode, but yet it did show a Bunyip. I love Bunyips. They're part of the myth actually from the Bunyip in Australian mythology. Apparently, this mythology goes back way before Dreamtime. These things are known to cause mischief, and some actually cause chaos. Think of any pony? But yet, this is actually a well done episode. Not only we get to see another creature in Equestria, but also see an adorable but yet terrifyingly weird specimen that is not seen in the show. This I like to see more of. More mythology. Thank you, Hasbro. Next one is Newbie Rainbow Dash. This is where Rainbow Dash actually became a Wonderbolt, and I simply love it. L-O-V-E, love it. And apparently, it doesn't get really good views from the viewers, because apparently Rainbow Dash was able to shake it off when she was called Rainbow Trash from her first day. Well, there's actually a few reasons why. People are actually pissed off that the teacher didn't do anything about what Rainbow Dash is going through. Well, basically, this actually takes place back where 90s or 80s. Remember, these main six are somewhere around about in their 20s. So, yeah, this is practically appropriate for this plot. Mainly because teachers are not allowed to intervene with the students unless they do anything violent. This is why the teacher actually laughed. Well, the main concern is actually when she was called Rainbow Trash. Of course, military bronies actually do like it. For example, Josh Scorcher, also known as the Fiery Joker, or you practically mostly know him as Firebrand. He says that this is an appropriate episode mainly because when he first started out, he's been called many nicknames, and some of them were actually either hilarious in my opinion, or just a little bit offensive in the part. But yet, this is a well done episode. I could not say anything worse about it. Number 4 is coming up, and that is Hearts and Hooves Day. People loathly hate this episode, and I can see why. the humor is a little dry, it's a lot cringeworthy than before, and nobody actually do like it a lot. Mainly because the CMC were trying to get their teacher, Miss Chera Lee, to actually fall in love with Big Mac. But this is where things gone wrong. It's not a love potion that we're trying to do, it was actually a love poison. Don't ask me why. Plot. I can see why this is a hateful episode. Mainly because it's not up to the task. And plus, they're too young. I don't even know much about love at their age. All I know from love is either love at first sight or love at chance. Apparently I'm playing Russian roulette with this one. But yet, Hudson Hooves Day is a really good episode because I love cringe humor. And so does Keyframe. Keyframe loves this episode, don't get me wrong. And people don't actually see the humor within it, but I apparently ended up with hands over face falling in love with this episode. Now the last episode. The reason why I leave this episode for last, because there's a longer explanation for this. And this is Cutie Mark Map Part 2. This is not a hateful episode, but there is one scene that actually ticked a lot of people off. And that is mainly that Fluttershy didn't actually get the cutie marks because they're no longer in the cave, but in the house that she was in. Really, Fluttershy? You couldn't do any better? Really? But I can see why. This actually goes back to a fairy tale that is unheard of, for centuries at least, and it is called the Blue-Faced Man. Well, the Blue-Bearded Man if you read the English version. This is about an old man have a blue beard, who acts really ugly and looking for a wife. But every time he asks for a wife, Lee claimed that they left him, but yet he is filthy rich. If you don't know why I'm putting this part of the story down, because of course we've seen Fluttershy acting like the woman in the story, because the woman in the story actually did agree to marry the blue-bearded man. But yet the blue-bearded man is so ugly that he would do anything to find a wife. But yet the woman actually did agree, mostly for the money. But yet money is a big thing back then. Then Fluttershy actually did agree to join their cult. I'm putting that cult there because I try not to offend anybody at this point. But yet this episode actually did state that Fluttershy shouldn't have got the cutie marks because the cutie marks are no longer in the cave but in the jars where the main villain actually put them in. I really don't know Starlight in this point. But yeah, this is practically a good episode because Fluttershy actually dodged the bullet there. Why? Because further down in this story is where it's gonna get dark. The woman was a little bit curious what's in the cellar. So she stole the key from her husband right before he left for some strange reason and decided to use the key to open the lock on the cellar door. As she goes down with a candle, figure out with horror that the reason why he keeps asking for a wife because he murders his own wives. No joke. All his wives previously were all dead, all because of something that he did. In shock, she dropped the key, but instead of washing the blood off, the key is enchanted, so the blood stays on. After the husband, the blue-bearded man, actually found out, this is where it's gonna get dark. To keep his secret from exposing, he decided to ask his brother to kill her. Right in front of him. No joke. Yeah, that's the bullet that Fluttershy dodged. Good thing too, because overall, Starlight is a unicorn with power. And power over flight is kind of like more or less situation. So yeah, Fluttershy dodged a bullet. And I'm pretty much proud of Fluttershy for doing that. Yeah, well done Fluttershy. You get a cookie. Okay, that's the episodes that I rate that bronies hate. If you want to see more of this, please like and subscribe to my channel to see more content from me in the future. And I'd like to thank MB for editing for this video and also making the cool art. And if you like, you can check out both our DeviantArts, which will be in the link in the description. I will see you next time for the next video, probably later on to the week. Stay 150, my friends.